Good morning S4 students. So today we have to use the video again to teach you the last few parts for the negative impacts. So in the last lesson, we have finished the last pages about the impact, which is you have to work on yourself first by reading your textbook and find out other impacts brought by global warming. Remember, the first part of these studies are all the negative impact about global warming, climate change. So I know that maybe we finished the last part a bit rushed. So the last impact is about heat wave. I will quickly recap one more time. So from your textbook, I think you learned there is an impact brought by climate change, which is heat wave. So one more time, because of the increasing temperature under global warming, so it brings exceptionally high temperature. We call heat wave, which affect a lot of people. The people will suffer from heat stroke. Okay, 中暑. And the extreme high temperature will cause the higher evaporation in the forests. So as we mentioned before, it will cause some hill fire because of the increasing evaporation rate under high temperature. So the burning of trees will also cause some problem to humans, like the people may suffer from suffocation, lack of oxygen, or loss of their farmland, loss of their settlements. So all these conclude, will cause the two problems caused by extreme climate, more heat wave together with hill fires. I hope that you have no problems and catch up the idea we stopped last time. So this is the picture we stopped last time. The place is California again. So many people suffer from heat wave in California and Europe. And last time we stopped here. The heat wave and hill fires in Spain cause a lot of death. The loss of habitats of animals, loss of shelters of the people. Now let's go to the next one. I suppose you got all the notes on your hand. We just need to highlight the idea. The next one, please highlight, is the increase in fresh water supply in the short run. Increasing fresh water supply in the short run. What's mean by fresh water? It's the water that is used for irrigation and used for drinking. The water that can be used by human. For human use. It's different than salty water. Not equal to seawater. So this one can be for human use, like for drinking or for irrigation. So be careful. The water supply will increase in short term. Short run means short period, but decrease in long run. So let's explain why they will increase shortly, but in long term they will decrease. So let's start with global warming. There's increasing temperature in the world. Climate change, warmer temperature. So we have learned before that is called the retreat of glaciers on the mountain top. All the glaciers, they melt, and retreat. So you can refer to your notes, before, we have learned before about the retreat of glacier of your notes on page 3. Just recall your memory about the retreat of glacier. So the ice melt on the mountain top. So the melt water, they will run into the river. Remember, the glacier, actually, they are like a frozen river. 冰川, like the frozen river. So now they melt, so the water will run into the river. and most of them will go to the lower course, okay, of the river 下游地區. So we can use these water for irrigation, okay, and for drinking. I'll mark down very soon. Okay, so the water we can use irrigation 灌溉, okay, for farming or for people to drink, okay, for drinking. So they will increase in a short time because of the melting of glaciers. So we got more water for irrigation for plants and more water for people to drink. At the same time, there are more evaporation under higher temperature along the coastal area. Okay, we have mentioned before, so along the sea, they have more seawater, okay, large ocean nearby. So once there is more evaporation, the coastal area, okay, very near to the sea, okay, near the sea. So this area, they will have more rainfall, okay, rainfall. So the rainfall is flash water. So they will create more flash water for irrigation and drinking in short run. Okay, so pay attention. 2 ways we can have more water for us to use in short term. First is the melting of glaciers on the mountain top, which they are flash water, okay, flash water. The second way, when there are more evaporation in the coastal area, they will create more rainfall. Rainfall is also flash water, so we can have more water to use in short term. Okay, in a short period of time, we can all get more fresh water. So this is part 1 about short term. And then I will go to the long run. Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds to mark down your idea. Okay, now let's go to the situation in long run. Okay, so the water will decrease, the fresh water supply will decrease in long run. So saying we start it with climate change, global warming, higher temperature. So why? So remember, okay, they cause the melting of polar ice, okay, shrinking, smaller size of polar ice. Same, okay, we can still see retreat of glacier. Why? So in the last slide, we show that it's short term. So what happened? So once all the glacier, they all melted, okay, so they are all running to the sea. What happened? Okay, so in the previous slide, we mentioned that they run into the water, run into the river, okay, so they will have fresh water. Okay, 呢度記住唔好撈亂喎。頭先嗰版呢係講流去河嘅，河係好嘅，好短時間有水嘅供應啦。好可惜有時候呢，佢流去到大海嘅時候就弊啦。Okay, so they all become salty sea water, and those salty sea water we cannot use. Okay, and once all the glacier melt, they will cause the use up of the fresh water. So now when they run into the sea and become the salty seawater, so we cannot use seawater, okay? For irrigation and drinking. And why we call it long run, they have less water. Now, because of the increasing temperature under global warming, even in winter time, okay, you all agree, the temperature is getting warmer and warmer. So it's difficult to form the ice and glacier again. That means okay, once they are shrinking or melted, okay, or you can remark, okay, all ice or glaciers melted in long run. 長遠嚟講呢，咁所有嘅冰啦、冰川呢都會溶晒啦。OK， all ice or glacier they will melt in long run. Okay, so that means they will not form the ice or glacier again. So that's why in long term, so we do not have any more fresh water supply because they all melt in the long run. Okay, they all melt in the long run. Okay, so I stop here for a while. Okay， 記住喎，短時間係好處嘅喎，短時間溶咗去咗水，去到呢個河係用得到嘅。長時間嘅話係見唔得翻成冰啦，同埋有啲係落咗去海水裏面呢，就溶唔翻啦。Okay, so in long run they will not form the ice again, so we'll lose the fresh water supply. Okay, last one. Remember, we have under global warming, we have more evaporation. So for coastal, okay, coastal, they have more water. How about the inland? Okay, the place in inland, they are very dry. Okay, dry, the word arid means equal to dry. Same meaning. The place they will have less water. Okay, they are very dry already. So it's opposite. Okay, opposite to coastal. So for inland, under global warming, they will become drier and drier, and at the end they have less rainfall. So what happens if they have less rainfall? These people, they will have less water to use in the long run because there's less water supply, less moisture in inland. They have less rainfall. So in long run, they will not have any water supply, fresh water supply. So be careful, okay, we give a star remark, okay. This commonly asked in AMC, okay. So you need to know short term and long term. So for fresh water, increase in short run, but decrease in long run due to different reasons, okay. So same, I stop for a while for this page before we go to the next part. So we have 3 and 4, and then we have other impact. I will finish quickly. Then we finish all the negative impact. Now let's go to number 3. Okay, number 3 should be an easy point for you. So it's the reduction of tourism revenues in some countries. If you remember, we have learned in figure 9, okay, at that time we learned that under global warming, okay, some countries like Maldives, they will have under the problem of drowning. So this country will no longer have any tourists to come. They have less tourism revenues. Okay, so under global warming, so first of all, okay, some country they will suffer the problem of coral bleaching. Okay, this is we have learned on page 8. Okay, you can remark page 8. So coral bleaching will lose the attractions for some people. If people like to go diving, they want to see the beautiful coral, but now all the corals become white. So the people living in the region, they will lose the income, okay, from the tourists for the sightseeing of the coral. So coral are usually found in the low latitude areas, okay, so in the coastal water, but now they have coral bleaching, so less tourists will visit. So less holiday maker go there for enjoy their holiday because the coral become white, just like the very famous one in Australia, okay, the Great Barrier Reef, okay, 大堡礁. So due to the problem of coral bleaching, so less people go there for diving. Second one, some people enjoy going to the glaciers on the mountain top for skiing. Okay, for skiing. Same, because of the melting of glaciers, so they have less snow cover for skiing. So all will cause less tourism revenues. Very easy, okay? So cold region or the situation of Maldives, so they have less tourist attractions. So they will all cause the impact. Okay, this one very easy, just highlight. Okay, nothing to add, very easy, this one. Now let's go to the last point. I suppose you mark down. Okay, so let's finish the last one. It's called desertification. Last one is called desertification. The word comes from desert. I think you have learned in previous lessons. Okay, so desert, 沙漠. Desertification, 沙漠化. So why global warming, climate change cause more desert? Okay, in a simple way, there are larger size of desert. The place become desert. So let's start with the beginning. Okay, increasing temperature. So it causes higher evaporation. Once there is high evaporation, it will affect the growth of vegetation. So there will be serious soil moisture stress. Okay, soil moisture stress means less water. Okay, less moisture. Okay. This word we have learned before, refer to your notes. Okay, so we have marked it before, means they have less moisture. All the moisture in the soil are evaporated. So we have less moisture in the soil. So some places they will have a problem of drought, lack of water, because all the moisture are evaporated. So there is a problem of drought. Oh, sorry. Okay, this part we have discussed before on page. Let me remark for you, so easy for your reference. Page 4. Okay. So if you forget, you can refer. Okay, there are more drought. So what happened? Okay, we have learned that if they are do farming, the crops will be wilt. Now is the wilting of plants. Okay, or vegetation. 我哋學過農作物會枯萎啦，咁呢個係植物嚟嘅 plant。第另外一個字啦，咁唔係 vegetables。This is called vegetation, means plant. Okay, wilting of plants or vegetations, 枯萎。When all the plants are wilt, so we have less plant root to bind the soil. Okay, so we have less roots to bind the soil particles. Suppose the roots can bind the soil particle. Okay, bind means that to catch. Okay, 找緊啦。Okay, like catch 找緊 the soil particle. But now all the soil particles are not being caught by the roots. So all the vegetation cannot be the obstacle to block the wind. Okay, let me draw a simple diagram. In the past, we have so many trees, or we have so many crops on the land. Okay, so they can, so the trees, the plants, they can catch the soil. But now if they are all disappear, okay, they are all disappear. So what happened? Now when there is a strong wind, all the particles, okay, they can move around. Okay, 啲塵啦，啲泥土啦，應該叫泥土啦，啲火粒咧，全部都係隨便咧俾風帶走咗啦，因為冇咗咧呢個植物去擋咗佢喎。之前有植物去抓住泥土啦，而家全部都冇啦，好大風，咁點算咧 ？So it will increase the wind speed. Okay, high wind speed will cause the sandstorms. Okay, so all the air particles they were moving around. 啲泥土啦，嗰啲塵揚啦 ，OK， 啲塵粒咧飛揚嘅 ，OK， they are all become the particles moving around. So we call this is a kind of soil erosion and sand encroachment. Okay, so they all become soil erosion, okay, 水土流失 okay, and become the sand, okay, 啲火粒嚟嘅，啲沙啦，啲塵粒啦。So the spread of desert to the previous non-desert area, okay. In the past, we still have the plant, but now under global warming, the plant all die. Now the place become only sand and the dry soil, okay. So the spread of the desert to the non-previous desert area, okay, more places become a desert, no plants, okay, no plants. Okay, so this one, remember, okay, no worry, it's a big problem. We'll learn in S5 in detail about desertification. Up to now, just remember, okay, simple diagram. Under global warming, the trees cannot survive, so more soil particles, okay, on the surface. The place become a desert. Okay, this is all for the 4 impact I asked you to prepare. Okay, when I come back, I will mark on your paper. Okay, so lastly, okay, for the first part, lastly, we will highlight few more impact. Okay, we learn, we will see in some textbook and some DSC past paper. Okay, so this is a picture to show you desertification. So you can see many countries under a situation of desert. So which one is a desert is in the yellow color, okay? There are no trees, okay? This one is very famous, it's Sahara Desert. Okay, so the orange one also, okay, this is the one in Australia. Somewhere in China, okay, Middle East, okay, and you can see the size is getting larger, okay. More places they are under the situation of desertification, so because they are very dry, and we expect that more country, this area of desert is expanding, okay, more serious of desertification. Okay, the green area means that they have trees, they have plants, but the area in orange or yellow, they are already no plants anymore. They are like desert, and the situation is getting worse under global warming because of higher evaporation. Okay, so this is a situation in desert. You can see no plants, the land is dry, okay, the trees have no leaves. This is the situation of desert and become more and more desert in the world. Okay, so this is the part 1 of the video. Okay, so we stop here and then we will open another video for the second half of the lesson. Okay.